What about some coyote sets to wolf sets?
The concept of wolf trapping is the same. You want where if you can guide the nose, you can guide the foot. Okay. Same thing goes with wolves. I was talking with this about a guy yesterday, and he says, "Well, what's the difference between coyote trapping and wolf trapping? With coyote trapping, you do two sets. Go. You have your two favorite sets or your one favorite set. Let's say 80% of your line is one set, 20% of your line is the other set.
Right.
You do two go, intersection, go, 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 right? And it's more of a production style trapping, right? Okay. With wolf trapping, it's more strategy. You come into an area, you might come across a moose that was killed, or elk or something like that. So now you got to look, okay, how am I going to set this up? All right, they're going to come back. How am I going to set this up? You know, that's the difference of it. Besides, let's say you would do the same thing with a coyote if you found a deer kill on a coyote
Right.
or something like that. But most of your coyote trapping is just production style trapping, two and go, two and go. Oh, there's a really hot spot. We're going to do four at this spot.
Right.
Wolves. We're about to get in a really big good subject. Okay, so wolves. This is what I took out of this season. I've caught two wolves this year. I was martin trapping, filming for the Mountain Man show, and I had 3 weeks left of season. I'm like, crap, I better get serious. The film crew left. I got serious and ended up catching two wolves.
Yeah.
But if I would have went to blind setting in my snowmobile track right off the bat, I probably would have had 3, 4, maybe 5 wolves. So that's what I'm going to take into it next year if we have the snow. We got to have the snow to do that. Blind setting, it takes a lot of those really hard to catch wolves. And you can catch more wolves. It got to the point this year where they stopped running on my snowmobile track because they're noticing that when they would run on my snowmobile track, somebody was going to die.
Yeah.
So after the second one I caught. So then instead of running down my snowmobile track, they would go ahead and cross over my snowmobile track, run it for a little bit, and then dip off of it.
Had done got really smart.
Yeah, I smartened them up. In fact, I had one big male. His foot was that big around. After I caught that first one, I use underneath my wolf traps. You ever see that styrofoam comes in a roll, the sheet, the 12 by 12 sheets?
Right.
I do that underneath the trap, and then I do a sheet over the top. And then I'll sift snow. Not sift. You can't sift your snow. You shouldn't sift. You just kind of, I take my shovel and I scoop a crust. My shovel has to sit in the snow and get the same temperature as the
Right.
snow. Otherwise, if you don't do that, then you can change the consistency of the snow. There's a lot of science in it. And then your snow can actually crust up and get hard. Okay. So then I sift over the top, and then I take a pine bough, and then I'll, brush it in, or a spruce bough, and then
Right.
brush it in. But and no bait, no lure. I'm basically a mafia style set. Open the trap up, jaw to jaw, just like this. Let's say this is the snowmobile track. So it'd go right in the center, right here, jaw to jaw, and then two little twigs. I mean, fine little itty bitty twigs going up on an angle like that. That's enough to guide that 100-pound animal straight over the top of my trap. And when a wolf walks, his feet are the distance of these two traps put together like that.